people faking black solidarity, but accountability is going to bust you people out. The whole Cameroonian community in Cincinnati, in Ohio, everybody told her to leave that man even way before she left him. He was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive. Black men are celebrating this murder. This woman was materialistic. It's well done on her. She deserved it. He should have even killed the children. I'm sorry to say this. These black men are keeping their supremacy as the white people are also fighting for their supremacy. Bringing somebody out from Africa does not mean that person's life is in your heart. That's slavery, straight up. Any black man clapping for that is not different from a white supremacist. So I was talking adulting and some financial decision I have to make, and I was also talking about me needing some holidays, even though there was something like a lockdown and everything, and I basically work from home while I stay at home. Sometimes when my husband look at my hours, he says you should close, you have been working too much. But my tiredness, even mental tiredness, comes from the fact of this Black Lives Matters movement, and also from this murder, this Cameroonian TAKAM was killed by her ex-husband, and a lot of black men congratulating his husband, her husband, who wasn't courageous enough to leave after his whatever. Starting with Black Lives Matter. Is it really Black Lives Matter, or is it Black American Lives Matter? Like, there's a lot of things happening with black people elsewhere, and the world is quiet. Don't get me wrong, like the video of the Black Lives Matter thing, of George Floyd being murdered, I haven't yet seen it. I cannot, like, I've tried, and no. And I pretend I have courage, but that courage is not, I don't have that much courage to watch that video. So I'm asking myself, why is the world so silent to what is happening elsewhere? I'm going to start at home and say, in the southwest and north region in Cameroon, like, I've seen corpses cut into two, like you can see everything out. Nobody said anything. Do Black Lives Matter? So and on this Black Lives Matter thing, like, obviously I live in Germany, and racism is not only since George Floyd. It's we have cases here of people who catched fire in the prison. Oh, look at this sun. Oli Jalo, a lot of things, and even some Cameroonians people died without explanations, like finding a corpse in the river with a lot of stitches everywhere, and we wanted to say something, people say, and the family talked with the police. 5 minutes later, they said, if you people are fighting, not for us. So racism, as we said, is not getting worse, it is getting filmed. And I feel like this awareness is just a wave. I know a lot of people who have been racist to me. And mind you, I don't use that word with somebody if I'm not 1000% sure, like I can prove it. And that is the regulation here in Germany. If you call somebody racist, you calling that person racist have to prove it. That's the law. But if somebody insults you, like said, he's insulted me, you don't have to prove it. You can sue that person, but racism, you have to prove. There are a lot of things happening, and after some time, I decided to be on a survivor mode. So there's a lot of people faking black solidarity because maybe it is politically correct now to be a black activist. But accountability is going to bust you people out. Like, I'm not a pessimist in that movement. I just believe it needs more than some demonstration and everything to make it like everyday racism is grounded in institutionalized intellectual racism or racisms. So that's my battle. That is where I say, if I don't see changes in the institutionalized, in the scientific, because it's the science which gives those people a kind of foundation, right? Then I'm not going to put my hopes up in that sense, but we've seen it's not the first time, okay? So we are watching America, we are watching the American people, we have their back, and let's wait and see. I believe, this is my opinion, we are one. So if black people are quiet to other black people being killed because it is in the Caribbean, it is in Africa, it is in America, it is in Europe, white supremacism is unite. So if we do not unite ourselves, we are not going to have that much chances. Let us stay positive, right? And then coming back to the parallel between those operation systems and our patriarchal or chauvinism one in the Cameroonian community, basically to my knowledge, two people, 2002, these people got married in Douala, and they had one child, the first child, who is now 18, played the American lottery, won, and of course, one always goes first. It was the man. He went and he came back to take his woman, and then once there, she started doing nursing school. She how's it called? State examinated nurse, like approved nurse, something. And he then started to fly back home regularly, and we know how they live their life. Anyways, there was something infidelity going on. The woman, like nowadays, you cannot hide anywhere on this globe, was informed, and then said, honey, what's going on? And then domestic violence started, instead of changing and being better, to the point that the boss of the woman has to sue the man. Can you imagine? Like, if at my working place, people, for somebody to really look at you and say, okay, now enough is enough, I'm going to, like, she has been doing what we call supporter, like taking in, and somebody else had to fight for her with her approval. Like, the courage wasn't there. The whole Cameroonian community in Cincinnati, in Ohio, everybody told her to leave that man even way before she left him. He was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive. And he even went back home and was shouting at her parents. Why is she divorcing and everything? To me, I'm suspecting that man to be a very, very, very hardcore narcissistic. my opinion, right? Finally, she got the divorce. 77% of his salary, the house, and child support, in the sense of the children were at her place the whole time, like every 2 weeks, only every 2 weeks, he got that right to come and visit them, to come and pick them up and bring them back. And while bringing the children back, he killed his wife, called the police, said, I just did it. And before they were there, he didn't have the balls to leave, right? And tell his children why they are now orphans of both sides. So this is a murder and a suicidal, and somebody who made 3 children prematurely orphans. Like when somebody loses his mother or so, the way they cry maybe 3 years. And we are talking of maybe somebody who lost her mother and she's maybe in her 40s and the mother was 80. Like, life happens and it is still painful. Imagine if it is too early to leave. Like, the son is now a little bit better. So, but the whole male saying this woman didn't have the right to have a boyfriend and she was living in that house with a white man, for me, that is racism, discrimination, misogyny. Like, I can't tell. It's the same thing. Like, the white people, some white people are celebrating this cop and he's in Europe, and black men are celebrating this murder. It is my opinion. You know I stand for my opinions, people. And those are parallel of people keeping power and being abusive and being like the comments. When you read the comments, oh, this woman was materialistic. It's well done on her. She deserved it. He should have even killed the children. And I feel like each and every one congratulating or saluting this man is a future mother as well. I mean it. Nothing, and I said nothing, justifies a murder. Men always say, women, you love money too much, but men kill for money. He said the whole property, the house, and the $90,000 in his account in Cameroon, which was like blocked and handed to the woman, it is his money. You people are funny. You people are funny. How much tax do you pay as a married man? First thing. How much taxes do you pay as a married man with 3 children? Okay. So you mean this woman, as a nurse, she never brought $1 onto the table, or it is only your anyways, people, I don't want to really get, but I'm sorry to say this. These black men are keeping their supremacy or they are fighting for their supremacy as the white people are also fighting for their supremacy. To the point you are justifying infidelity, murder, orphanage in the name of, yes, how dare she has the guts to live in that house with a white man. Like, it's not even a man. So after I've divorced from you, I don't have the right to live my life again. You still own my life. Imagine if they still think like that, or if he thought like that because that's the reason of the killing. Imagine what that woman went through during the marriage. For me, there's no empathy. So treat me like trash, beat me up, be unfaithful and everything. And when I try to look for happiness, you kill me. Like, nobody. I do not know that woman, but look, you can have 1 child with a man by mistake. Okay? By mistake. 2, maybe, whatever. But 3, it cannot be a mistake. So at a certain point, I strongly believe that woman was serious into that marriage. So nobody runs away from happiness. Nobody runs away from being loved and being cherished and being pet and pampered and everything. So there's a reason for her divorcing. but you won't leave it because you thought she is your thing. You brought her from Africa. And the family of the girl even said they contributed for her to travel. So it's not even, it is not your work. And you are not the one who was opening, who were opening her brain for her to be a nurse. And even if it's just a stay-at-home mom, that's a 30 days job, 24/7. It's not 9 to 5, no. Staying at home is not 9 to 5. But imagine at which place he thinks, even after a divorce, right on her. Bringing somebody out from Africa, it does not mean that that person's life is in your hand. That is slavery. Like I went to Africa to take the slaves. Okay, now that's slavery. Straight up, it's the same thing. Black men in this thing, like any black man clapping for that, it's not different from a white supremacist. People, this video is going to be too long, but those were my thoughts. Yeah, I'm tired. This whole situation makes me tired. That's the point.